Something in here. Doesn't sound.
Chris, did you hear that? Someone just break a window? What was that? What the Yo! Who's down there? Hello?
Oh my god!
Bro, that's a
In 2023, an anonymous TikTok account run by a man named Chris posted a short video, less than a minute long, with the unsettling title, "It's Staring at Me." There was no explanation, no backstory, and no details, just the footage itself. Even though the moment was brief, it left people arguing about whether it was really long after it ended. The video starts in almost complete darkness, with Chris standing alone in what looks like the middle of nowhere. There are no landmarks, no buildings, nothing around him, just endless darkness. The silence feels intense, and it gives the impression that he might not be alone. Then, out of nowhere, everything shifts.
It's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But it followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now.
Out of the darkness in front of him, a pair of eyes suddenly becomes visible, catching the light and staring straight at him. They look sharp and unnatural against the pitch black background, completely still and unblinking. There is nobody in sight and no movement to reveal what it belongs to, just those eyes locked on him. Then the clip cuts off. No explanation, no update, no answers. What he saw, how close it actually was, and what happened afterward is still a mystery. Uncharted Travel is a solo exploration channel known for exploring abandoned homes, hidden spaces, and forgotten locations. This video was filmed on August 29th, 2020 at an abandoned rural house in Canada. The explorer walks up to the property through thick, overgrown plants soaked from heavy rain. Inside, the house is filled with creepy items, including family photos, scrapbooks, cassette tapes with strange labels, and disturbing animal displays. A mouse suddenly runs out from under a box, startling the explorer and immediately changing the atmosphere. As they continue exploring, the focus shifts to the family connected to the house, including the unexplained disappearance of one sibling and the unusually strict, controlled nature of the home.
Ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to be sleeping tonight.
The last time I was here, there was a raccoon staying in this attic. So I'm hoping that he's gone now. And that
A hidden attic room is discovered, a space that once served as a child's bedroom and was later used by a raccoon. Even though it is cramped, the explorer decides to use it as their sleeping spot for the night. They set up a cot, arrange their equipment, and prepare to stay there alone. Afterward, they explore the upstairs rooms more thoroughly. Old clothing still hangs in place, religious plaques cover the walls, and a piano sits buried under dust. Letters and collages featuring dead animals make the house feel even more unsettling. The dark, cluttered rooms keep the tension high, while faint, unexplained noises echo through the building.
there's some kind of animal wailing outside. I don't know if you can hear that. I really hope it's not upstairs where I'm trying to sleep.
As the night gets darker, the storm outside grows stronger. Loud bangs and vibrations shake through the house, making it feel unstable, almost like it is moving. Strange animal cries can be heard outside, adding even more tension. The explorer stays on edge, keeping the lights on and their gear nearby in case they need to leave quickly.
Down the stairs. And it scared the life out of me. How the hell did this thing fall?
A shelving unit suddenly shifts and nearly crashes down the staircase, creating a terrifying moment. After that, the explorer retreats to the attic, secures the door, and prepares for a long night. Sleep becomes almost impossible because of the storm, the cramped space, and the pressure of being completely alone. By morning, the storm has passed, and the explorer comes out looking relieved but proud to have made it through. This unsettling footage comes from Live 2-Day Wonderland, a family-run outdoor channel that documents real camping trips across the United States. Their videos mainly focus on off-season camping in the woods, hot tent setups, campfire cooking, and quiet time in remote nature, with creepy moments usually coming from how isolated the locations are. This clip was recorded on October 31st, 2025 at a national forest campsite in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. As night settles in, the pair finishes cooking dinner on their wood stove, chicken, and wild rice with garlic bread, then makes hot drinks and sits back to enjoy the cold autumn air. The area is completely deserted, with no other campers, no cars, and no nearby houses. The silence feels unusually intense, making the isolation feel even more real, even while they keep the conversation casual. There is no sound afterward, no footsteps, no movement, just silence that lingers uncomfortably. The forest grows even quieter, with no engines, no road noise, and no signs of anyone else around. The emptiness feels unnatural, and the campers point out how strange the silence is as the mood shifts from calm to uneasy.
Why? You wanted that.
It was really dark and there's really no lights.
Kind of weird. What are you talking about? Are you serious? What do you mean, what ran into? Are you sure?
Later that night, one of the campers notices something out in the darkness and quickly asks for a flashlight. Nothing clearly dangerous is spotted, but the sudden movement, mixed with the earlier voice and the long silence, creates a tense moment. It is hard to tell if it was an animal or just a shadow, but it still rattles them. The next morning, they look back on the night and admit that even though nothing directly threatened them, the unexplained noises and unnatural quiet made the whole experience feel strangely eerie, especially on Halloween. The video comes from Tyler Reynolds TV, a U.S. paranormal channel that documents real-time investigations at reportedly haunted sites. Tyler and his team conduct long sessions in forests and abandoned areas, letting events unfold without forcing reactions. This episode was filmed on March 3rd, 2024, in Freetown State Forest in Fall River, Massachusetts. At the entrance, Tyler talks about the forest's dark reputation, including links to unsolved crimes and reported paranormal activity. As they move in, they notice occult-style graffiti on trees. Soon after, they hear faint footsteps and whisper-like sounds while wind and rain pick up, creating an uneasy atmosphere.
Creepy woods, dude.
It sounded like something was thrown. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Faint voices and what sounds like distant singing carry through the trees. They sweep the area with their lights but do not see anyone. The layered sounds make it feel as though more than one presence is nearby, increasing the sense that they are not alone.
Our lights now.
Oh, 100%. There's no way.
After hearing all those stories, and now we've heard people shouting and banging up there, I don't want to be near it.
Nah.
On it, we'll tell what's...
Let's just get the here, we'll talk.
Near a cliff edge, the group starts to feel disoriented. Through the rain, they hear shouts and see distant lights, while their equipment begins glitching at times. With visibility dropping and devices failing, the situation feels increasingly risky, as if the environment itself is turning against them.
We can't be screaming.
He's here.
He's here. You yelled for him. You called for him. He blew out 3 lights. That's how he showed he was here, and we didn't even notice it.
Who's he? Is this the man that I called in who's taunting Tori? The evil, demonic man that haunts these woods? Identify yourself.
During a ritual using 3 candles, all 3 flames go out at the same time without a clear cause. The team says they immediately feel anxious and watchful, calling it the strongest moment of the night. The experience adds to the forest's reputation, with ongoing strange sounds, disorientation, and the candle incident creating a tense atmosphere. Tyler and his team leave soaked and shaken, feeling that something in the forest was aware of their presence. The terrifying footage comes from the Haunterage, a UK-based paranormal channel that investigates haunted locations and local ghost stories. Their videos use EMF meters, spirit boxes, and EVP sessions, capturing real reactions while staying curious but skeptical instead of forcing dramatic claims. This video was recorded on January 11th, 2026, in a wooded area between Huntington and Brampton in the UK near Nuns Bridge, a place linked to old folklore and disturbing reports.
So
yeah, we heard screaming on the way down. So, and this is also like a national, is it a country park?
this is a country
It's a
park.
country park. So why is there screaming here
No, I'm going to turn
at
my headlight
11:30
on.
at night? I don't know.
You're probably wondering what that was on my head. There we go. Can you see this? Can you see ahead of me?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait a little bit. Yeah.
Cool.
I
Right.
think the glare on the camera's a bit. I can't see much, but hopefully you guys
You
can
see?
see. Oh my god!
Oh, sorry. I was
Knock
just
me out.
looking at the screen.
I can't feel my
Right, I'm
fingers.
getting absolutely nothing on this.
Oh my gosh! You literally got a light on your head.
Oh, sorry.
You're blind.
Sorry. I'm getting absolutely nothing on this right now, which is kind of disappointing because I was hoping. By the way, if you're hearing my voice is like bunged up, I've got a cold right now, so I shouldn't be out here anyway. I'm dedicated to the cause. Now, this is scary, by the way. If I just look down there and I see a figure,
That's honestly
I'm
how
running.
I'm running.
I'm running. You're on your own.
I'm gone. There's also like a little marshland down there as well. So God knows what could be in there.
Yep.
Don't want to know.
Still getting absolutely nothing. We have got other tests. Sorry, I've got other tests to try. We'll keep doing this for a moment. Just look at that. That's something out of a horror film. That is.
Yeah, that does not look okay. I tell you now, if I see something, I'm running.
Yeah, me too.
One man for himself.
And I actually am faster than you. So
No, you're not.
you sure?
I'm faster than you, man. Yeah. Test that theory. Cool backpack, by the way.
Thank you. I actually forgot I had it on. So there's that. Do you want to hold it?
Thank
Because
you.
it makes me actually lighter so I can run away if something
Little
happens.
turtle.
Thank you. Right.
Right, nothing yet.
There's absolutely.
Need to summon her in a minute.
Yeah. We'll ask her some questions.
Yeah.
Um,
The ice is
if she's
actually
here.
frozen as well. You can't see that, but it's literally so frozen.
Morgan and his girlfriend head into the forest near Nuns Bridge. The ground is frozen, the air is bitterly cold, and the narrow paths are surrounded by marshland. At first, the EMF meter shows nothing unusual. Even so, strange sounds keep echoing through the woods. They could be animals, but in the darkness and isolation, they feel a lot more unsettling.
Are you trapped here? Do you wish to communicate? Give us a sign if you wish to communicate.
Nothing on here yet. We'd like to communicate. Can you make yourself present?
I heard something there. That sounded like help me.
Morgan uses the spirit box to try to make contact. A few words and phrases come through that seem like they could be answers, but he also points out it might just be radio interference. The uncertainty makes the moment tense as he listens closely, trying to make sense of it.
Is there anyone here? Any ghosts here? Any spirits that wish to communicate with me? I smell dog poo. I genuinely smell dog poo. That's probably
While standing there, Morgan suddenly notices a strong smell similar to dog food. With no clear source in the cold forest, it feels unsettling. Soon after, sharp, unexplained noises cut through the night, followed again by distant screams. Nothing clear is ever seen, and no solid paranormal evidence is captured. Morgan admits that while the sounds, spirit box phrases, and strange smell were disturbing, nothing definite can be confirmed. He ends by saying the location itself left the strongest impression, and he plans to continue investigating haunted places across the UK. On August 22nd, Broken Capital, a YouTube channel known for outdoor adventures, went out for an overnight camp in Cannock Chase, a large forest in the UK tied to strange stories and sightings. Their videos are usually about exploration, but this trip felt different from the start. The forest itself felt like a warning. Thick trees, heavy undergrowth, and a silence that felt wrong. What began as a relaxed trip quickly changed into something unsettling, leaving them wondering if they were really alone out there.
Right. We're going to have another look round. We'll find some areas. I mean, like we said, we're here all night.
Unfortunately.
Whoa. That moth just scared me.
I thought that's an orb.
Shut up.
This light shined on it.
Carl saw an orb once, and not on the camera either. Remember that?
Yeah, and believe me.
It scared the out of it. What?
You hear that then, or was that your feet? What? Rustling.
Well, I did rustle them when you said what.
Oh,
but...
it could be your feet. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it wasn't one of them.
So you left like all the stuff in camp?
Yeah. Well, you brought your stuff with you?
No, forgot.
Well, they don't nick my crisps.
I just hope they don't nick my cheese strings.
Yeah.
At first, the mood stayed light. They joked around, explored, and tried to ignore the strange feeling in the woods. But even small sounds, a snapping twig or leaves moving, started to feel important. The forest already felt close. Darkness fell fast and complete. Their torches lit only small paths through the trees, while the silence felt tense, like something was waiting nearby. Then they heard heavy movement. It sounded close. When they realized there were people moving with lights, the fear hit hard. The thought of strangers in the forest sent them hurrying back toward camp.
Which way did we come?
We went. Whoa, that was heavy.
That was very heavy. Oh, there's people coming.
Lights. Where? Over there.
See?
No. It's all right, man. Oh. Let's get back to the tent.
Coming with lights, Carl.
Yeah, let's get back to the tent.
You can see people coming with lights. I'm more scared of people than paranormal at the minute. Until here. I physically can't do this, and I am. Of all the places. Right, see in a minute. Did you hear that little giggle laugh kind of thing?
No? Honestly?
Swear down. Right, let's just find the base. As if a tent's going to make us feel safe.
Back at the tent, the tension stayed. A light near the shelter seemed to turn on, but they realized it was just their camera. That explanation helped briefly, but the uneasy feeling remained. They listened for voices, but the forest stayed quiet until sudden knocks made them stop. A loud crack followed, and nearby railings shook. Bats flew overhead, but the sounds did not seem to come from them.
Right. Mental.
Isn't it?
And what, you know, when we run away, and we're like, oh, what the f***, go.
Yeah.
What are we going to do, just go and sit in a paper bag?
Maybe you shut up about that.
Truth.
Go on now.
You're going to sit there and say we haven't run away from somewhere before?
There's any spirits here? Can you come out and talk to us?
We're at a bit of an opening now. We're going to have a few call-outs.
Please, come and talk to us.
No words. See in a minute. What the f***?
That's a big bang, isn't it?
Sounds like a firework or...
What?
Why didn't we hear anything until we started?
They started to feel worn out. One tried to sleep while the other stayed awake, saying the night felt heavy, like the forest was closing in. Lights appeared in the distance between the trees, but they could not tell who was holding them. Nothing was ever clear, just strange lights, metal shaking, and quiet sounds with no source. Cannock Chase has always felt uneasy, and that night was no different. It reminded Broken Capital that sometimes the scariest moments in the wild are not about what you see, but about what stays hidden. What do you think? The channel Haunted Finders is known for facing aggressive paranormal activity in places tied to violent history. The hosts, Tom, David, and Kev, often use tools like EMF meters and the Spirit Talker app to communicate with spirits. This forest already had a dark history for them. On a previous visit, they were chased out by loud growls, and the area is linked to an 1800s murder. A young girl named Elizabeth Shepard was strangled and killed, and the crime was later traced to Charles Rotherham. That night, the team returned to confront whatever they believed was still there. During their first attempt to communicate, the presence made itself known almost immediately. The Spirit Talker app began producing disturbing and relevant words, suggesting they were dealing with something hostile.
But yeah, as I said, this is a...
hard to let go.
It's hard to let go. That's interesting when you're talking about...
Yeah, it is hard to just stop thinking about it, isn't it? So, probably that's what I mean.
If there's anybody here with us tonight that would like to come and talk...
My life was short.
My life was short, that makes sense. So she was only 18.
Yeah. She was 18.
Yeah. Wow.
She was 18.
She was only 18, yeah.
Yeah.
This could be Elizabeth.
You want to speak to us, Elizabeth? Don't be alone. Just talk to us.
I'm Tom.
I'm David.
And I'm Kev.
We've heard a lot about your story, and people still talk about it to this day.
That's me, folks. Just bear with me.
That's right.
If you're here, Elizabeth, come and talk to us. Or come and show us you're here.
I'm not going to harm you. You're safe.
The most shocking moment was how the energy moved between their EMF meters in a clear, controlled way. It felt intelligent and almost playful. When Tom told the spirit to stop affecting David's meter and move to Kev's, David's EMF reading dropped instantly, and Kev's meter spiked at the same time.
Nothing on there.
Can
Yours
you-
is going...
All right, let's see
Are
what we
you
can
around me?
do. An experiment here. You go over to Kevin's and make it go to red.
Stop the lights.
Stop the lights and come over to me.
Stop the lights. Stop it.
Stop the lights and come over to me and do my lights.
The spirit then gave a name. The word Charles came through the spirit talker. Tom immediately recognized it and looked up the old case, confirming that Charles Rotherham was the man who murdered Elizabeth Shepard. As soon as his identity was called out, everything stopped. All the EMF meters went flat, and the clear responses ended, as if the spirit was angry or embarrassed, but it was not finished. After a short silence, the spirit box suddenly shouted, "Get out! Get out!" Moments later, footsteps could be heard moving toward the recorder, followed by a final whisper. It was clear the spirit wanted them gone and was reclaiming the forest as its own.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out. That's him.
It's gotta be.
He's come back.
No, don't play games with us.
You don't like us being here, do you? Trying to out you for what you did.
We know who you are now.
You're Mr. Nasty, aren't you? No. Not going to scare us.
Were you speaking then?
No.
Did you hear that?
I
Yeah,
heard
was
that.
you speaking?
I heard
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What was that? What was
that?
That was a voice.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That was a voice then?
Yeah.
Right, Charles. I want to talk to you man to man.
Whoa.
Stop the lights. Because I want to speak to you.
What do you make of this encounter? The unsettling video comes from Miner 49ER, a U.S. gold prospecting and outdoor exploration creator who documents real-time adventures in remote areas. His content combines practical mining work with exploring abandoned sites, often in tight and risky spaces. On May 15th, 2021, in a rural area near a state line in the United States, he heads out to check a remote hunting spot, but instead finds an old mine entrance. The area is rugged, with hills marked by past wildfires. As he nears the opening, he checks the stability of the structure, noticing loose rocks and unstable ground. He moves carefully, aware that abandoned mines carry serious risks like cave-ins and unsafe footing.
There's something in here. Doesn't sound large enough to hurt me, but still large enough to creep me out. I'm worried about a snake.
Inside the mine, faint movement can be heard from deeper in the tunnel. The tight space makes even small sounds seem louder. He assumes it could be a fox or rodent, which would not be unusual in an abandoned shaft. Still, the uncertainty adds tension as he moves forward carefully with minimal light.
It's the only place left. Been a bug. An obnoxious, creepy bug. It doesn't help that I've been listening to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and spoiler alert, if you haven't read the books yet, you should plug your ear.
Another sudden noise echoes through the tunnel, briefly raising his adrenaline before he confirms it is harmless. The acoustics inside the mine distort sound, making normal environmental noise seem closer or more serious than it is. After realizing nothing unusual is happening, Miner 49ER keeps exploring, filming larger chambers and structural details. The tension comes from the real risks of the environment, not anything paranormal. He reflects on the thrill of finding the site and the need for caution in abandoned spaces. The video ends with him appreciating the remote setting and the fact that he explored it safely. Jasko, a filmmaker and urban explorer known for investigating disturbing locations on YouTube, often explores abandoned areas and remote forests with his friends Chris and Ben. One place, however, stood out: the Devil's Forest, known for reports of violence, deaths, and disappearances. On September 16, 2025, Jasko and Chris set up camp deep inside the forest, unaware that the situation would soon change. While walking along a trail, Jasko suddenly heard someone calling his name in what sounded exactly like Chris's voice.
I just heard my name being called from down the trail.
The unsettling part was that Chris was actually about a quarter mile away in the opposite direction. What happened next stayed with Jasko long after the trip and reportedly kept him from sleeping properly for many nights afterward.
But Chris is in that direction. Chris? But if he's down there, then... What the f***? Yo! Who's down there? Hello?
This was not Jasko's first unsettling experience in the forest. Years earlier, during a winter camp with his friend Ben, they heard footsteps crunching just outside their tent while they were asleep, and a spirit box message warned that someone was getting closer. Shortly after, a scream echoed through the frozen forest. When they went out to look around, they discovered fresh footprints stamped onto a log lying across a frozen lake.
Look on that log right there.
Holy...
Ben? Those are feet prints. Look at that. What? No.
The footprints had no clear source and stopped just as suddenly as they appeared, leaving the incident unexplained even today. Back in the present, Jasko had just gone through what he later described as the most terrifying scream he had ever heard, and soon he and Chris were about to discover the story behind the Devil's Forest.
Chris? Chris, did you hear that? Somebody just break a window? What was that? What was that?
As they were getting ready to sleep, a sudden loud noise, like glass breaking, came from right outside their van. When they stepped out to check, there was no sign of anything damaged or broken.
Something there? I don't know. But Chris, what would make that glass noise?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense.
Is someone out here like messing with them?
Just moments later, Jasko and Chris experienced what they described as the most frightening moment of the entire night.
Chris!
Those
Did you see anything?
There's a light. There's a right there.
Oh! Oh!
Is somebody out
Chris,
there?
what the?
What is that?
Yo, there's someone out there. There's someone out there.
Bro,
That's a light. That's a light. It's moving. Chris, it's moving. There's someone outside the van right now.
A moving light soon appeared between the trees, making it clear that someone or something was nearby and circling their camp. Afraid for their safety, Jasko and Chris left everything behind and ran barefoot into the night, not stopping until they were far away from the forest. Whether it was something paranormal or an actual person was never confirmed, but one thing remained certain. Both times Jasko entered the Devil's Forest, he ended up fleeing to protect himself and his friends. CJ Faison, an adrenaline seeker known for intense and often unsettling explorations, heads out on a camping trip with his friends Dylan and Chris. The trip begins normally as they arrive at the forest during daylight, set up camp, gather firewood, and start a fire. Everything feels calm at first, but the situation is about to change. On February 4th, 2024, CJ takes viewers deep into New Jersey's Pine Barrens, a forest widely known for strange encounters and unexplained activity once night falls.
CJ, the Pine Barrens, it like kind of reminds me of the Pocomoke Forest. You got to come up here. This is not like the Pocomoke at all. This has its own level of creepiness that I...
Boys, we're literally in the paper mache Jersey Devil, so I think it's...
Oh gosh, okay. All right, bro. I know I saw some... Holy...
Huge forest. You said millions of acres, huh?
1.1 million.
Well, we're not going to explore 3.
No.
Maybe 5.
No.
So at least we have bathrooms, which is good. We need to go... Spooky Dookies are literally going to have you happen tonight. Spooky Dookies. Watch you in there.
Oh, what is he doing?
As they move deeper into the forest, they notice a single figure walking among the trees. They call out, but receive no reply, only silence hanging in the woods. Feeling uneasy, they head back to their campsite and spend time telling ghost stories, as darkness slowly takes over the forest around them.
Oh, jeez.
What in the world?
Look at them. They look like they're like... They're just looking around all sketchy like that?
Yeah.
What are they looking for?
I don't know, but they're looking for something.
Is that what you saw earlier?
I don't think that was the brake lights I saw earlier. I really don't.
A car slowly passes by their campsite several times, its occupants appearing to watch them from a distance. Wondering if it might be connected to the figure they saw earlier, the group grows uneasy and decides to get into their own vehicle to follow it.
Clear it, make sure they either left, or if they haven't left, just scope it out, you know what I mean?
Fine, yeah.
Let's just watch this car go away, though. You can pull up, though.
Kind of just moseying along.
There's sunglasses?
Is that a scene right there?
Bro, what the? That's set up. Up right there.
Go?
I don't know. Just go straight. Go straight. Go straight. Go straight. That's a setup. That is a setup.
Is there somebody in the woods right now?
Gotta be.
There's a light back there.
There's a light?
Yeah. Hang on. You wanna keep going?
Yeah, just keep going for right now.
Soon, a terrifying scream carries through the woods, making them question whether the events were planned or if something more dangerous was happening around them. After losing the mysterious car, they return to camp, hoping the night will calm down, but that does not happen. CJ heads into his tent with a spirit talker, trying to reach whatever presence people claim exists in the forest.
Around me right now that I need to be aware of. Literally nothing. Okay. I guess, spirits don't want to participate tonight.
Despite trying for a while, he receives no reply and eventually decides to stop and settle in for the night.
Oh! Guys, are you up? Dylan? Chris? Guys, are you up? Dylan? Chris?
CJ suddenly wakes up to a loud impact hitting his tent as if something was thrown at it. His heart starts racing as he checks on Dylan and Chris, but neither of them reacts, leaving him alone with the tension. He tries to ignore it and lies back down, telling himself it was probably nothing until the noise happens again.
You guys hear that? Chris? Dylan? Guys.
Another loud hit strikes the tent, confirming that something is outside. CJ wonders if it could be the same people from the car earlier. He gathers himself and steps out to see what is causing the noise.
At the point where I don't even know if I'm gonna stay here. All I've done, I've heard footsteps. I've literally, I don't know if a stick fell on my tent or something along those lines. What? It's 2:30 in the morning. I need you guys to get up. I don't care if you're freezing or not. There's around here and I don't want to stay here anymore. I'm not going to sleep. I'm wide awake right now. I'm like petrified. Like, I'm not trying to be right now, but there's like stuff happening all around them.
He wakes Dylan and Chris, and together they carefully look into the darkness, where they notice someone standing in the shadows.
Back there. Leave your light off for a second. Leave your light off.
I see it. Look gonna be fine there.
Can you see it?
See straight ahead through the trees.
Just wait, just wait.
Oh my god!
Bro, that's a
It's 2:30 in the morning. How would someone be out here? Dude, that light.
It's gotta be a person, dude. There's a light, and now there's like a scream in the distance.
That light is just standing way out there.
I'm gonna ask this to you guys. Do you feel comfortable driving that camera there?
It's gone.
It's gone?
Look.
If it is a person, is if we're in infrared mode. We have to have that camera and this camera. And we just gotta balls walk over that way. Get the person on camera. Then we call the cops. We leave, we call the cops and say there's someone harassing us in the woods. That's what we do. We call the cops and say there's someone harassing us in the woods. At this point, we're in the state of New Jersey. You can't have, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, if this guy is like screwing with us, I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact I heard footsteps. I don't know where, but I kept hearing footsteps. and then something hit my tent. I thought it might have been a branch. There's no branches over top of my tent whatsoever.
The flashlight suddenly went out and the figure was gone. Still determined, the group picked up their infrared camera and moved deeper into the forest, trying to capture whatever had been there. But what they found next deeply frightened them.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. What the f? There's something moving. I swear on my life, there's something moving over here. Hello? What the... Bro, there's something over here moving.
The figure carrying the light was no longer there, but soon another faint flickering glow appeared, revealing something even more unsettling nearby.
No way.
What?
What?
What is it?
It says welcome back.
What is it? What is it?
Balloon. It's tied to a post that says welcome back. I swear on my Chris, it says
How?
welcome back.
Where'd it come from?
I don't know.
There was nothing there earlier. I've already driven through here.
I swear on my I can show you the footage. It's like a balloon. It's like tied to this thing. It's like moving. There's no air moving. There's like nothing moving.
There's nothing.
The balloon is like this and it says welcome back on the balloon. I swear.
Alright, what did that guy say?
A balloon slowly floated through the air with the words, "Welcome back," written on it. Panic hit CJ as he rushed toward Dylan and Chris, realizing the balloon had not been there earlier. The moment left the group deeply unsettled, making them wonder if the figure they saw was behind it. Without wasting time, they packed up their tent and decided to leave the forest immediately, wanting to put as much distance as possible between themselves and whoever had been watching them. On December 12th, 2024, a van lifer named Ariana shared a calm, everyday vlog on her YouTube channel, Taking a Journey, which usually shows her solo van life, work routines, and experiences living on the road. The video was recorded in a parking lot in Texas and captures what seems like a normal, quiet evening spent inside her van.
When is the last time y'all saw a store like this that you can drive through? So that truck just came out. I gotta go there one day. Not right now because I have somewhere to be, but yep. One day I'm gonna go there. That looks so cool. So I'm not sure where it's leaking from, but it has spilled everywhere. So the water is under here, all over the floor still. And down here. I am definitely gonna have to redo my floor. It's a lot of moisture under here and it's starting to pill up. I just got off. I just want to relax. I have to edit. I have a lot of stuff to clean. And it's not just cleaning up the water because it's from my gray water tank. So I have to go and bleach this. I have to bleach all of this, like all of this down. I had a bag of clothes sitting on the floor because I was gonna go wash. It's soaked now. And I have a huge mess over here, everywhere, because I had to take everything out. And I had to move stuff that was on the floor that is now wet. Oh my goodness, it's so wet, the floor. Look, it's coming up. The paint that was on the floor right here, all coming up.
After a long day, Ariana comes back to her van after dealing with a leak from the gray water tank that left the floor wet and the smell lingering, adding to her exhaustion and frustration. Tired both physically and mentally, she later sits quietly inside with the lights on, the small space feeling familiar and peaceful for a moment, until a sudden loud knock strikes the side of the van without warning.
So I just finished cleaning up. I bleached the floor 3 times. I'm pretty sure it's clean, but it just doesn't feel clean enough. You know what I'm saying?
Ariana immediately goes still. She was not expecting anyone, so she paused and listened closely, trying to figure out what made the noise she just heard. Ariana quickly grabs her self-defense tool, moving carefully but with clear urgency.
Someone just came and knocked on my window and said I'm out here. And I always keep my my pocket, you know, on me. So I'm reaching back. I'm stunned because who the is this? I don't see the person anymore. I don't even want to park here anymore. Yeah, I don't want to park here.
She attempts to check outside, but the darkness prevents her from seeing clearly. The parking lot suddenly feels open and unsettlingly empty.
Okay, yeah, so I think I might move. Give me a second, y'all. What the heck? Let me turn this off. Let's go. I'm not parking here. I'm not.
After a few stressful moments, Ariana decides not to stay and quickly drives away from the area. Once she is at a different spot, she finally starts to calm down and takes a moment to settle herself. Nothing else happens that night, but the experience leaves her uneasy. The knock and the voice made it seem like whoever was outside knew someone was inside, raising concerns about how exposed solo van lifers can be at night and whether the person was guessing or fully aware she was there the whole time. The unsettling footage comes from Moxley's Paranormal World, a UK-based channel known for solo investigations at locations connected to tragic events and unexplained activity. The video was recorded on October 3rd, 2024, inside Petit Forest in the United Kingdom, a site linked to a devastating mining disaster that claimed the lives of 344 men and boys. Moxley begins his investigation early in the morning, moving through dense woodland made slippery by recent rain, forcing him to walk carefully. Staying cautious, he watches for wildlife and other people while carrying recording and communication equipment. Even during daylight, the forest feels tense, and almost immediately, he mentions sensing a presence, as if the area is not truly empty.
I feel like somebody's here watching me. If you are, can you step forward, come and speak to me?
Malevolence.
As he gets closer to the pit, the feeling intensifies, along with strange sounds coming from nearby with no clear source. The atmosphere shifts, causing him to move more carefully as he continues deeper into the forest.
Through this forest, and I heard a group of people shouting, and then I heard one of them shouting, "Get him." So I've moved into the forest thinking, oh shit, they know I'm here. And then I heard a bit of a scuffle, then some shouting, and then you could literally hear somebody getting put.
Further into the forest, Moxley hears loud voices along with sounds that suggest some kind of struggle happening nearby. Prioritizing his safety, he decides not to investigate and instead keeps his distance from the disturbance.
It's out here. There's been multiple reports of sightings. Would you like to come forward, come and speak to me? I was here a few months back. I actually stayed in this exact spot overnight.
3 lights.
3 lights. What do you mean by 3 lights? Were you one of the workers here? Yeah, can you come forward? Come and tell me your name. Tell me who you are. I'd like to speak to you.
Malevolence.
Malevolence. There has been a lot of reports.
During the investigation, Moxley references past reports of sightings connected to the location's history. Using his equipment, he attempts to communicate in relation to the mining disaster and receives responses like 3 lights and malevolence. Although the meaning of these words is unclear, he connects their timing to local stories and the tragedy linked to the pit.
I walked through a cobweb, then it happened again, then it happened again. It keeps feeling like I'm walking through a cobweb, but there's nothing on my face.
It likes to hurt people.
The devil's chair? It has been reports. That's what it does. You sit on this chair. There's stories all over the world of a devil's chair and so and so. So it could just be.
While exploring an area locals call the Devil's Chair, Moxley started noticing some strange things. He kept feeling like he was walking through invisible cobwebs, even though nothing was there. And at one point, he heard faint laughter coming from somewhere nearby without seeing anyone around, making it feel like something unseen was close to him.
Tell me where we are. don't go near it. Come forward, tell me who I'm speaking to. Why are you out here? Beware. That's what that sounds like. Beware. What? There's been reports of eyes seen within the tree lines. Hundreds of eyes.
During a necrophonic session, the word beware is heard clearly. Moxley mentions past reports from the forest, including people claiming to see eyes in the tree line. He continues recording while staying alert, and later stands near Pia Pit, reflecting on the tragedy that took 344 lives, while attempting one final communication. The investigation highlights how locations connected to tragic history can make people feel uneasy. The Northwest Wind is a channel run by Sam, usually focused on outdoor camping experiences, but that calm atmosphere changed during a late-season camp inside a corn maze. On October 26, 2023, Sam approached the location through nearby woods, pushing through thick brush and mud while trying to remain unnoticed.
Been bushwhacking for a few minutes. It's right up over this hill. Trying not to get my feet wet, but it's mud butt brooks back here. I gotta find a better way in.
With every step, the surroundings shifted, and each gust of wind moved the corn stalks, making the maze feel like it was no longer empty.
Just trying to get a feel for where would be best to set up. I don't want to be seen in here. I'm at the bottom of a hill, and there's a nice overlook at the top. So there's plenty of people around. It's peak foliage, and this is like a very scenic spot. People come take photos all the time. So I gotta definitely lay low for a while. Kind of sketchy, a little sketchy. It is kind of spooky in here, not gonna lie. Sorry if I'm talking quiet. I just don't want anybody to know that I'm in here at all. The maze is closed today, so I'm not supposed to be in the maze. That's why I came today.
Since the maze was already closed, Sam stayed low and moved quietly while looking for a hidden spot to camp. As he moved through the field, distant voices began carrying in from the edges of the maze.
Yes, you hear people back there? I hope the camera could pick that up. You probably could. I just need to get to my spot.
A TVs could be heard somewhere in the distance, and a dog started barking nearby. Because the maze was closed, any movement inside risked attracting attention. Once night fell and the area went completely dark, the situation quickly became more tense.
Coming on a quad or a side-by-side. There's somebody over here on a quad. That was literally 10 feet from me. Hang on. They're literally like right there.
Engines moved uncomfortably close, and flashlight beams scanned through the rows just a short distance away. It was then that Sam realized a mistake in his planning. The farm owners were not just working there, they actually lived right beside the maze.
I keep hearing people very close by, and those side-by-sides and machines have went by several times. I looked at the Google map again. The people that own this farm, their house is actually here. The people that own and live on this farm are actually 100 yards away. So I'm gonna bail, because the last thing I want is to or be seen out here in the middle of the night and people wonder what the hell's going on their property. It's just not worth the risk. Those are flashlights. I can't film now because the screens are on.
The ATV returned once more, this time much nearer, with voices and lights moving through the maze. What was meant to be a quiet, hidden camp quickly turned into a dangerous situation, where Sam could easily have been seen as someone trespassing on a family's land at night.
They're roaming around here for some reason. I don't know if it's because I'm in here or not, but I'm not taking the risk. I knew this place was commercial, but I didn't realize their house was right there. They got a pool, a tennis court, they're rich. I did not know they lived here, and I'm not gonna get caught in their backyard. That's a good way to get... They're really close. I'm not scared of getting caught. I'm scared of getting caught by homeowners in the middle of the night, so I just gotta get out of here. I think they're looking for me. I promise you I didn't plan this to end up like this. That's the side-by-side, it's close. I gotta get the hell out of here now.
Realizing the situation was becoming risky, Sam decided to leave and end the camp.
Alright, I'm out of the cornfield, but now I gotta cross a road and go back into the woods. There's lights on back there. Do you hear them in the background? I just gotta go. I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go.
They're still going around the property. I'm in the woods. Oh, okay, they're coming down here again. I don't know why this. Okay, hang on. I think I'm technically off their property now, but it's pitch black and I'm in the woods. And yeah, their back porch is right at the corner of that corn maze. I'm just not comfortable sleeping in somebody's backyard. If it were me and I saw somebody in my backyard with a flashlight late at night, I'd be outside with a weapon. I'm not gonna puff my chest. It just wouldn't end well. It wouldn't be a good situation. I gotta cross this creek. Try and get across these logs. I'm like thick in it. I'm deep in it right now. I had to turn it on because I don't know where I'm going. Ow. Oh, I just nutted myself. Oh my god. I fell on this log. Oh, I just nutted myself.
He then had to cross a creek, balance over unstable logs, and walk a long distance through complete darkness. By the time he finally reached the road, he was covered in mud, sore, and annoyed. He later saw it as a failed camp and a lesson learned, though the experience in the corn maze clearly stayed with him. This unsettling recording comes from Rick, the creator of the YouTube channel Rick in His Van, where he documents life traveling in his camper van. On October 26, 2023, he set out on what he expected to be a normal trip, but decided to spend the night parked in a forest known locally for its eerie reputation. What began as a quiet overnight stop quickly turned into one of the most frightening experiences he had faced.
This is the Common. Now, I've been here before and shot a few videos here before, and a couple of other things that I've filmed here. It's only up the road for me, so it's a really easy place to come to. And you can camp in your vans here, and you're allowed as well. Something to do with bylaws and some common land. So I'm here, I'm just gonna sit in the van, make myself something to eat, let it get a bit colder and a bit darker. The woods over there, and see what we can find. Let's get some food on. Right, so this is home for the night. First things first, dinner, particularly exotic or gourmet. Hot dogs, frankfurters, but they do taste amazing, which I love. I am missing a beer. That's the one thing I didn't bring. First, let me just take you outside. I haven't shown you exactly where we are and where the van is. So, this is it. This will be home for the night. They're the woods that we're going to. This is it. Right.
It was a place he had visited before and felt comfortable in. The air was cool and everything around him was completely quiet. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Feeling relaxed, Rick started preparing a simple meal inside the van before night fully set in, and the atmosphere remained calm with no sign that anything was about to go wrong.
I'm gonna tuck into these. I don't judge. I have made 4. I am a hungry man, but I am going to double up on the sausage inside the bun. I'm going to scoff these and then get ready to go into the woods. I have no idea where on earth I'm going. I'm just going to follow the, well, halfway. See where we're going. I mean, this is ridiculous. I've got no idea where I'm going. Oh, there's a gate. Let me go through here. Oh, hello. What's that? What is that in the woods there? Look, what's that? Oh, I think I found the church. That was easy. Ah, that's not a gate. That is a fence. There's the church.
After eating, Rick took a flashlight and walked into the nearby forest. While moving through the trees, he came across a small church hidden in the woods. As he started looking around, something suddenly happened that broke the calm atmosphere.
Oh, right, let's go and have a look. Just check this out. I'm come prepped with the best torch in the world. Oh yeah, look at that. What is a little church like that doing in the middle of the woods? The hell is that? Hello? Hang on. Did you see that? Or was that just me? There's my gimbal. I left my gimbal there. Swear there was someone standing there. There was someone standing right here. I swear to God, there was someone standing right here by my gimbal. Right. Right, that's freaked me out a little bit, so I'm just gonna go. Right, I'm not joking you, that's just slammed itself shut. I can't look it. There's my gimbal. Oh, dropped my phone. Getting out of here. I did not like that noise. Right, who am I going? I can't even see where I'm going. Right, that was weird.
Rick noticed a figure dressed entirely in black standing motionless in the darkness. When he shone his flashlight toward it, the figure suddenly vanished without a sound. Shortly after, a loud metallic noise echoed through the forest. Thinking it came from a nearby gate, he went to check, but the uneasy feeling only got stronger. Feeling shaken, Rick returned to his van and tried to sleep, but just as he began to fall asleep, something suddenly woke him up.
Right, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I just got woken up by someone trying the van door handles. Right, there was a knock. Someone was trying the van door handles as well. I'm gonna turn the lights out. Someone was trying the van door handles. I heard a car pull up. There's definitely a car pulled up outside. I'm gonna have a look. Well, that was weird. I opened the van doors and then within a minute there was a car reversing up and it's just driven off. I don't know who they were, but we're all locked up, so we're safe. They can't get in, hence why they were knocking. So, I'm gonna roll over and I'm gonna try and get back to sleep. Try again. All right.
Rick suddenly heard someone pulling on the van's door handles, followed by heavy knocking from outside, making it clear someone was testing the doors. When he carefully opened the door, a vehicle quickly reversed and drove off into the dark forest, almost as if the person did not want to be seen. Trying to stay calm, Rick assumed it could have been someone passing by, so he locked the doors and went back to lie down. Not long after, loud knocking woke him again, and soon the same vehicle returned, this time with slow, firm knocks that felt deliberate rather than random.
Leave this. Let me turn the lights on. I've heard that car come back. At his spot. 2:45 now. That van's come back. Well, that car's come back. That 4x4 vehicle. I can't hear anyone. I can't hear anyone talking outside. There we go. There we go. Right. Literally haven't slept. I am going home. They've driven off again. I didn't even look out. I just peered through my curtains that I've got up, and it's driven off again. I don't know if this is anywhere I shouldn't be parked, but I'm going. I'm not staying here anymore.
Rick stayed completely still, barely moving as he trusted his instincts. After a few tense minutes, the vehicle backed up again and disappeared into the darkness, but the fear remained. The repeated visits, along with the earlier sighting of the black-clothed figure, made everything feel deliberate and unsettling. Realizing the situation could have turned dangerous if he had opened the door, Rick decided to leave. He quietly started the engine and drove out of the forest, turning what was supposed to be a peaceful night into a disturbing mystery, with no clear answers about who had been there or why they kept coming back. On January 27th, 2026, a YouTube channel called Trail Off, which usually shares solo hiking adventures around New Zealand, posted a video recorded in the Tararua Ranges near Wellington. In the video, a man sets out alone on the Dobson Loop Trail, hoping to clear his head and enjoy some quiet time outdoors, not realizing the hike would take an unexpected turn. As he walks deeper through the thick native forest, he enjoys the peaceful surroundings and talks about how hiking helps him relax and deal with stress. Everything seems calm and familiar at first, but suddenly something painful happens that puts his safety at risk.
I'm on the ground right now. I've stepped down onto a root and it's given way, and I've heard a snap either in the root or in my ankle, and now I'm in a bit of pain. So I guess this is a really good opportunity for me to document what I'm doing to get myself out of this situation. I want to be clear, this is not pretend. I don't know how badly. I've already called loudly for help. No one has heard, and there's every chance
that at 2:39 p.m. in the afternoon on a Saturday, there's a chance I might be the last person through this trail for the day.
When he steps on a tree root, it suddenly breaks, causing him to fall to the ground in sharp pain, making it clear the hike has taken a serious turn. As the situation worsens, he calls out for help, but soon realizes he is completely alone in the forest.
Pain was worse at the start than it is now. My first thought was that I'd broken my ankle. And so if I've done that, there's no way that I can get out of here. The pain is going to get substantially worse when I'm out of shock. This sucks. I don't want to do that. God. Oh. Oh, God. Oh. I can't go that foot first. There's no chance I can be out of here on this ankle before dark. Oh.
Even though he is in pain, he tries to get back on his feet, but it quickly becomes obvious that something is seriously wrong, and he cannot walk out safely on his own.
I've reached the... Hopefully it holds me up. Okay. Basic first aid now. I think it talks to my phone, so I'm going to get out the... So I've had a reply from, I guess, the emergency services. I don't really know who, Maritime something. I met a lovely lady called Stephanie who's going to walk out and let Katrina know that I have a sprained ankle and that I've used my GPS or my PLB to call for help. I think she felt a bit guilty leaving, which it's understandable, but, you know, she couldn't help me. And so going and confirming that in fact I do have help coming is handy. When I move around, the ankle's clicking a bit and it's sitting funny, and I'm starting to get the shakes a little bit. Put on some warmer clothes because I'm actually kind of cold now. Just replying to emergency services who have asked me to confirm that I'm on the track.
Once he realizes he cannot get out on his own, he activates his emergency beacon to call for rescue. A reply comes through not long after, but as he waits, the effects of the injury begin to set in, and he has to focus on keeping himself steady and protected until help arrives.
So that definitely sounds like a helicopter. I can't really move. I want to get up and wave stuff around, but I can't. I am stupid, but the second you see the helicopter, you think, yep, I'm real pleased. And then you start to, yeah. That was a dignified noise. Something that's not fucking green. I'm in this clearing.
After some time, he finally hears a helicopter flying above, bringing a moment of relief. But that feeling quickly shifts to worry when the helicopter circles the area without spotting him.
Please see me. Please. So someone winched down through the canopy and came up and helped me. It was really amazing. I was given a green whistle of drugs, which made me feel a lot better. I was still convinced it was sprain, but turns out was, in fact, a little fracture on the outside of the ball of the ankle.
After a tense wait, the rescue team finally reaches him and takes him to the hospital by helicopter. He is treated and discharged later that night, thinking about how a routine hike suddenly became a situation where he depended entirely on rescue. Many viewers later commented on how fast solo trips can turn risky, where one injury and being far from others can quickly become a serious survival problem, making people question whether they would be ready if they were unable to walk out themselves. In this chilling footage, Jody Dean from Hunting the Dead goes on a camping trip with his friend Mask, deep inside a forest in the USA known for paranormal sightings and alleged skinwalker stories. On September 22nd, 2024, they arrive after dark, set up their camp, light a fire, and prepare for a quiet night under the stars. But the peaceful atmosphere quickly turns unsettling.
Suddenly I just had a feeling like we're being watched from this area over here, bro. What, did you see something?
Somebody has a flashlight.
You seen somebody with a flashlight?
Yeah.
Dude, I hope not. We're just getting started here. I hope not. Well, wait. There might... No, there's not. I was gonna say, I double checked and there are no other people camping in here tonight. Now, there's people on the RV part that's on the other side of this because there's like some park over there. But there's nobody over here.
Yeah, it's moving.
I didn't see the light, but maybe it could be because I have a light.
As they move deeper into the forest, Mask spots faint flashlight beams flickering in the distance, and both begin to feel uneasy. The feeling of being watched grows stronger, but they continue walking despite the tension until the situation finally starts to confirm their fears.
Dude, I heard something creepy up there, bro. I don't know what the hell that was. I know there's gonna be things out here though, guys. Like, that's the thing. Like, look, there's gonna be wild stuff out here. There's 100% animals out here and reptiles and things. Sounds like something's coming through that water, doesn't it?
Yeah. Be careful.
You too. Watch your step. See, I can't imagine doing this by myself. I've done it. I've done things like this. I've done this. But, this is next level. We're in the jungle right now, bro.
As they head back to their tent, they hear clear footsteps moving just outside. Unsure what to do, they quickly turn off their lights and stay alert. Trying to stay calm, they call out, attempting to communicate with whatever might be in the darkness nearby.
Hello? Hello? Yo, there's somebody over here too. Hey, you... Hey, you better stop. We're not putting up with your crap tonight, okay? Dude, how many are there? It sounds like there's 3. Dude, it sounds like they're cutting my tent. Stop! Hey, I just seen the shadow. There's 3 people here. There's 3 people out there, bro. There's something standing right there. Hey, there's ones behind me. There must be more. Whoa. Whoa, something just touched me. Hey. Someone just touched me. Oh my God. Dude, what do you want? You know we're in here, okay? Just leave us alone. What do you guys want? Can I give you some chicken nuggets to go away?
They hear multiple footsteps around them, but no one responds when they call out. Fear starts to take over as they begin to suspect whoever is out there may not have good intentions.
Hey, there must be 4 of them. Dude, what the hell is he doing? Get away from our tent!
Yo,
Hey. Somebody just poked me in my back, bro. Something just poked me in my back. Bro, there's 4 of them out there. There's 4 of them. I just heard one walk. Bro, stop! Leave us alone! Oh, what? Now you guys gonna run? Here, open it up. Where's it at? It's at the bottom. I always forget this. Come on, mother. Where are you? You see anything?
No.
What was that?
Gathering their courage, Jody and Mask finally try to confront whoever was out there, but the figures disappear into the darkness again. Left shaken and confused, they are left with more questions than answers.
The top of the tent.
See anything?
I don't.
You know what?
What?
Remember the flashlights that I seen?
Yeah. I remember you seen flashlights, yeah. You think that was them?
Maybe that's them.
If you're out there, why don't you come out? Why don't you face us like men? Huh? We're right here. What, we gotta go in the tent for you to show some?
As they continue trying to investigate, the figures appear again, but quickly retreat into the forest before Jody and Mask can clearly see who or what had been disturbing their night.
They're in our tent! They're destroying our tent! Look what they did.
The strange figures show up again near their tent but vanish just as quickly, leaving Jody and Mask tense and on edge. Wanting to understand what was happening, they decided to stay alert and keep watch for whatever was moving in the darkness.
Flashlight again.
The flashlight?
Yeah.
Let me turn this off real quick and see if I see anything. Hold on 1 second, guys. I got the night vision on now. Should be able to see if somebody's shining a light this way.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the f is that? Hey, didn't he run over this way? Thought I just seen something shine back here. Hey, yo! Hey, there's two eyes looking right at us. Do you see that? Bro, there's two eyes looking right at us down there. Hold this light right here for me. See those two eyes? Get ready. Look right through there. You see? Where did they go? I think it moved. It was watching us, bro. That was like that was something. That was some kind of animal. Could just be a deer, but something was stalking us, bro. Something was looking. Yo, why don't you come out and face us face to face? Maybe we can get this over once and for all. We can all move on. Or is that it? You don't want to move on? You don't think this is lame?
What's that up there?
After searching the dark forest for any sign of the intruders, they return to their camp only to face something even more unsettling waiting for them.
Start 10 up. Bro, are you me? Guys. Is my camera okay?
Yeah, still here.
See, it's not even the point, dude. They don't even want to rob us. They just want us. Hey, Mask.
They discover signs that someone had been inside their tent, but strangely, nothing was missing, making the situation even more unsettling and mysterious.
It's our lid. Hey, you want to pick that up? Yeah. Is that my phone?
They spot a shadowy figure hiding behind a nearby tree, and Jody and Mask quickly chase after it, but the figure disappears into the night. With their nerves pushed to the limit, they decide to pack up and leave the forest, still bothered by what they experienced and the questions left unanswered. After the video was released, viewers debated whether it was real or staged, though many believed their reactions felt genuine. This video features Dan, an adventurer and the creator of the YouTube channel Cursed Urban, where he explores eerie locations across the United States, from abandoned places to reportedly haunted forests. In this video, he goes on a solo overnight camping trip deep inside a forest, known among ghost hunters for strong paranormal activity. Hoping to capture something unusual, Dan sets up his tent and prepares to document the night. On January 20th, 2025, as darkness takes over the forest, he settles into his campsite, ready to record any strange activity that might happen.
Tent. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a little inside the tent investigation tonight, and it'll probably be a shorter video. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dan conducts most of the investigation from inside his tent, using several ghost hunting devices in an attempt to communicate with any presence in the forest. As time goes by and nothing unusual happens, his excitement slowly fades and is replaced by disappointment.
We got like nothing tonight. Trying to think of what I want to do. I'm probably going to go to bed just because I feel so beat right now. It's unreal. I just need to lay down and sleep for a bit. Well, I'm ready for bed. I feel absolutely exhausted.
Exhausted after a long night, Dan eventually gives up and goes to sleep in his tent, feeling both tired and slightly frustrated that nothing happened. The night seems quiet, and by morning, he packs his gear and leaves, believing the investigation was uneventful. However, days later, while reviewing his footage at home, he discovers something disturbing that he had unknowingly captured on camera. While Dan slept during the night, something outside briefly pushed against the tent, making the fabric shift before suddenly disappearing. When he later watched the footage, he felt unsettled, trying to understand what had happened. Some viewers thought it was likely an animal, while others believed it looked like a face pressing against the tent. With no clear explanation, the incident remains a mystery, and left Dan seeing solo camping in haunted forests differently. This eerie footage was recorded by Igor, who lives in a remote area of the Siberian forests in Russia. Although he was used to normal forest sounds, for several nights he had been hearing strange guttural growls coming from the trees near his home, unlike anything he recognized. When the noises returned even louder, Igor took a night vision camera and stepped outside to investigate.
Иди сюда!
In the darkness, he captured a shadowy figure at the edge of the forest watching him silently before disappearing into the trees. The footage later shows the figure crouched in the grass, seemingly tracking his movements as if it could see clearly in the dark. When it began moving toward him, Igor quickly retreated into his house. What he encountered that night remains unknown, leaving only unsettling questions behind. Brothers Wild is a YouTube channel focused on quiet exploration, open fires, and long nights in overlooked places. On February 24th, 2024, Rich and Ash set up an overnight camp beside the ruins of the old Bersham Iron Works, a site once marked by industry, labor, and tragedy. What began as a calm visit slowly shifted into something heavier, as the forest seemed to hold more history than it revealed. The video starts in daylight as they walk through Bersham Woods with a river moving nearby and the unseen ironworks adding a muted stillness to the area. As they move deeper and settle into camp, the atmosphere grows more exposed and isolated, shaped by a past that still lingers among the trees.
At the moment I'm feeling fairly calm, a little bit eerie, but yeah. We heard some whistling earlier on, no one was around. Maybe someone was whistling a dog walker, it could have been. But yeah, apart from that, nothing. But the last time we were up here, I heard somebody behind me walking. When I turned around, nobody was there. So we've come back here in hope to do a reading later on and try and make contact with anyone, or any lost soul or energy, whatever you want to believe it is.
As darkness settles over the ironworks, the weight of its history begins to press into the atmosphere. The calm fades quickly when an unexplained sound slices through the woods, shifting the mood from quiet stillness to sharp alertness.
Yeah, we're just starting to get the fire going now as well. What was that?
That wasn't me.
Did you hear something?
Yeah, there's a high.
We're just starting to get the fire going now as well. There's no one around.
That was weird.
That was really loud.
Yeah. Nobody.
What the hell?
The sound feels out of place, and as night fully settles in, a growing sense of being watched creeps into the air. A paranormal reading setup is then carried away from the campsite and carefully positioned among tangled roots and fallen branches.
Right, put the reader there. I'm going to put a gap ball in there, so it definitely can't move. I'm going to put one... Ooh, can we stick one in here? Yeah, there we go. One there, so it can't move. And I'll put another one just over here. No, is it going to roll? It's going to roll. I'll put it there by that tree.
The devices are set in place, the lights are lowered, and the forest sinks into an even deeper silence.
Let me just get my other torch on, Rich. What was that? Oh my God! Did you hear that? You heard that, right? Did you hear that?
Yeah,
that was
definitely.
loud. I'm trying not to freak out now. That sounds like screaming and
moaning, yeah.
And I hear a humming. I hear a humming.
Not long after, layered sounds begin to rise. Distant at first, unclear, then slowly sharpening. The noise carries a strange depth and movement, giving the unsettling impression that something unseen is moving closer through the dark.
Wow, what is that? Let's turn my lights off for a minute. Be very quiet, Rich. It sounds like something bloody satanic. Shh, just be quiet, Rich. Be quiet a minute, mate.
Near a bridge and waterfall, they come across activity that feels deliberate, almost ritualistic. The moment is unexpected and deeply unsettling, pushing them to retreat quickly from the area.
There's people below this bridge. What the hell is this? Be quiet, yeah? Don't get seen. Don't get seen, don't get seen. Some sort of ritual things going on right now. They got people in the waterfall naked. They're naked. Oh my God. Right, let's go. Let's get out of here, mate. Oh my God. That is not normal, guys. We're getting out of here. They're all naked, swimming in the waterfall, chanting. That is weird. That's witchcraft stuff. Let's get out of here.
Instinct takes control, pushing aside any urge to investigate further, and the decision to leave feels immediate. After returning to camp, they carry out one last session before heading out. The equipment reacts abruptly and intensely, almost as though an unseen presence had trailed behind and was now making itself known.
Are you there? Whoa! Okay. Okay. Oh, you don't want us to leave tonight. You don't want us to leave tonight. Okay, go red. Please go red. That was crazy. Just as I was gonna turn the camera off. I was just about to turn the camera off. Go to red again, please. Go to red again. Can you go to red again?
One more time. Once.
Soon after, the disturbances die down, and the woods slip back into a silence that feels almost unnatural. By morning, the camp, the river, and the surrounding trees look completely ordinary, untouched by what unfolded. Still, the heaviness of the night lingers. The experience stands as a quiet reminder that some places hold their stories tightly and never fully give them away. The footage comes from Nick C., a solo wilderness adventure creator known for winter camping, bushcraft, and immersive survival-style trips in remote mountain terrain. The video was recorded on January 15th, 2026, deep in a secluded winter mountain wilderness.
Petrified, because what is that? I kept hearing it though, did some research. Turns out it's from the, I forget what it's called, frost booms, or I don't know. It's from like thawing and freezing of water within the trees. And then there's other stuff like birds. Some birds make the creepiest sounds in the world. Foxes make scary noise. There's all these things that make the creepiest noises. especially when you're new. When I was new, the amount of times I left a campsite because I heard something terrifying, or what I thought was terrifying, I can't even count. But yeah, in the past year or so, especially making these videos, I've gotten so much better with that. To be honest, there's really not a lot for sounds that'll bother me. I've heard mountain lions, I've heard all sorts of weird stuff, and what I tend to do actually is, as it's getting dark, I'll just sit there and listen to the forest. Because, you know, hearing those sounds in the day, when you hear those, when you're not scared, it gets night and you hear the same thing. Some of them otherwise might have scared you. You're like, oh, that's normal, right? So yeah, I've gotten a lot better with it. But what I just heard, I don't know, guys. Holy, did it scare me. So actually what happened is not the last clip where I was showing my gear, but after the one before that, after I'd shown you guys with a spot, I heard this sound, and I'm not even kidding. It was like, or
Nick sets up a simple winter camp, arranging only the essentials: a knife, lighter, cotton ball, fire starter, folding saw, and headlamp. After collecting firewood, he sits in the stillness, listening to the usual forest sounds: trees cracking in the cold, distant birds, and foxes moving through the area. As night settles in, a sudden, unfamiliar sound breaks through the trees. It is close and clearly defined, immediately shifting the mood. Uncertain of what caused it, Nick steps back to his car to reconsider his next move.
Literally just in the trees, not even that far from me, and I'm like, I'm done. I am done. I grabbed my stuff and I literally sprinted to the car. Like, the hair, when people say the hair on the back of your neck stands up.
After returning to the campsite, the same unusual sound echoes again from the tree line. It is loud and unlike any typical wildlife noise he knows, raising concern despite his familiarity with remote wilderness settings.
I am out of here. What the heck is that? Yeah.
While waiting inside the car, the sound comes again, this time even closer. A sharp wave of fear hits, his body reacting instantly. Concluding that the situation is not worth the risk, he abandons the campsite, gathers his gear, and rushes back to the vehicle. From inside, he listens to the audio recorded on his microphone. The noise is clear, yet difficult to identify. He considers that it might be a wild horse, but cannot confirm it. The uncertainty leaves him unsettled and unwilling to return that night. The experience highlights how unpredictable solo winter camping can be, even for someone experienced. He later shares the audio, encouraging discussion while emphasizing caution and the importance of trusting instinct. Camp Life Bushcraft is a United Kingdom-based outdoor channel focused on bushcraft skills, wild camping, and practical forest experiences. It is known for calm decision-making and for documenting moments where leaving a campsite is the safest choice. The footage was recorded on August 20th, 2022, in a wooded area near Creators Village in the UK.
Yeah.
Orgasm in a bun. Orgasm in a bun.
Yeah. Do like steak and pesto.
Oh, my steak's falling out.
We're going to eat and spend some time without you lot. Okay, so we've had supper, and a tent that's over in that direction that we saw earlier. It's kind of freaked us out a little bit. It looked to me like a cheap old Halfords tent, and we were sort of saying it's probably someone maybe homeless or...
After discovering another tent already pitched at their original spot, the two campers relocate beneath a large oak tree. They set up a mesh hot tent using a ridgeline and a stone anchor, then arrange a hammock and chair. Drinks and snacks are laid out, and dinner is prepared as the early atmosphere remains relaxed. As the evening progresses, their attention keeps drifting back to the other tent nearby. Although close, it appears old and poorly set up compared to typical wild camping shelters. Gradually, normal forest sounds like shifting leaves and snapping twigs become more noticeable.
Comfortable evening. Keep hearing noises in that direction. Footstep. Yeah, we was just chatting. I said to Carly, it's not quite dark, so if we want to head out, what are your thoughts, my darling?
Yeah, I think we should. I don't feel, and there was a really good vibe. Whether, I think you're right that seeing that tent has just, there's noise over there, and
I've been sitting here quietly, and I'm sure it's just a squirrel chucking stuff about in the trees.
yeah,
but
or a deer. I mean, logically, it's an animal.
yeah,
It wasn't your typical wild camp.
no. I saw the tent. I thought, well, I'll go and say hello. You know.
The idea that someone unknown might be close by gradually replaces their earlier calm. After sitting in silence for a while, they sense that the other tent is still occupied. Its worn appearance adds to the concern, and faint movement along with the sound of footsteps seems to come from that direction.
I think it's better to call it.
Yeah, I've been out loads recently because I've been off work, so I'm not overly fussed.
It's definitely a squirrel or something.
Yeah, but you know, Carly's on edge, so before it gets ridiculously dark, I think we're going to pack up and head home, sleep in our own bed, which I'm quite happy to do. So we're going to switch it off now and bail.
The noises persist, with branches cracking and leaves shifting nearby, indicating movement close to their position. The uncertainty over whether it is wildlife or another person makes it hard to settle, and the night begins to feel unsafe.
We're out of the forest, and we are on the kind of main footpath through the field. And yeah, traveling through the woods at night is a lot.
As darkness closes in and the tension builds, they choose to pack up and leave. They make their way back toward the village along the main path. Walking through the forest at night, knowing someone else remains nearby, heightens their sense of exposure. Each sound along the way reinforces that leaving was the correct decision. The video comes from What Day Is It Wolven, a Sui Utei outdoor channel focused on van life and wild camping. It was recorded on November 16th, 2025 in Clapping Woods, United Kingdom. After setting up hammocks beneath a tarp, the campers light a small fire and eat dinner as darkness falls. Light rain hits the tarp and leaves, creating sharp sounds in the forest. The host checks the gear while distant rustling is heard. The atmosphere remains calm but tense as night settles in.
Can you hear that? Screech.
Yeah. Scary, is it?
Mate, people probably say that it's haunted just because of the screeching noise.
Yeah, really. Boar. A wild boar. Sound like you when you're like Minecraft pig impression. Jungle.
Without warning, sharp, high-pitched screeches and heavy rustling burst from the nearby trees. The campers freeze and listen as the sounds carry close and intense through the woods. Unsure of the source, they consider whether it could be wildlife or something else moving in the dark. As the noise continues, owls, foxes, and other nocturnal animals can be heard calling around the campsite. The activity seems to circle the area, keeping tension high. After discussing it, they move away from paranormal ideas and accept that wildlife is the most likely explanation.
But yeah, pretty muddy. I hope it doesn't rain, but well, it hasn't rained all night, so I don't know why it would. But
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we've got the fire going still. You've got like the nice side of the fire and that.
Oh yeah.
They remain watchful but steady, keeping the fire going and paying close attention to their surroundings as the night passes. By morning, the atmosphere shifts completely. Birds can be heard, mist drifts between the trees, and the tension from the night is gone. They take down the hammocks, put out the fire completely, and pack their gear, leaving the area as they found it. It is January 13th, 2026. On a snowy wooded trail leading to a remote campsite in the United States, Bear hikes alone back to the site where a man named Justin recently froze to death. He remembers the earlier Randonautica visit, including the wooden owl along the trail and other scattered personal items. The forest is silent under heavy overcast skies, adding weight to the atmosphere. As he moves carefully through the snow, small changes in the surroundings begin to stand out. Before any strange sound is heard, he notices that the dog muzzle seen on the previous visit is now hanging high in a tree. The change strongly indicates that someone has been there since he last came through.
Footsteps over here. I just heard footsteps. That was 100% footsteps on the trail. Hold on. %. I see somebody walking.
At the campsite, he sees that Justin's tent has been zipped closed again. The medicine that was previously left inside is no longer there, suggesting that someone may have returned and accessed the tent.
Super sad, but at the same time, super duper scary. Whew. Feel my blood pressure rising. Just thinking about it.
Bear records several changes at the campsite. The bicycle is gone. The dog muzzle has been relocated. The tent looks recently used, with a gas can now inside. A jawbone rests nearby in the snow. The gray, frozen landscape adds to the unease as he reflects on Justin's death and the clear signs that someone has been back. He concludes that the site remains active and unpredictable, and considers researching further before possibly returning with someone else. The Muscovite is a travel and lifestyle YouTube channel centered on real-world road trips, solo camping, and immersive outdoor travel across remote parts of Russia. The content shows unfiltered conditions and the tension that comes with traveling alone. On October 8, 2025, in Curelia, Russia, the camper arrives at a remote lakeside bungalow, roughly halfway to Moscow. The small structure has a low doorway and a narrow window facing the forest. Inside, the light does not work. Spiders cover the walls and ceiling, and the bed and furniture appear poorly maintained. Towels and a pillowcase are pushed into holes in the walls to block gaps. As the interior is checked, the forest outside remains completely silent. The poor condition of the bungalow and the isolation of the area create unease just before an unexplained sound breaks the quiet.
Molly, иди сюда. What was that?
A sudden noise comes from inside the tiny house, causing the camper to freeze and question its source. Later, another house on the property is explored and found to be even dirtier and more neglected, reinforcing the sense that the site has been abandoned for a long time. Throughout the night, repeated unexplained sounds come from outside and around the campsite, breaking the silence. Although unsettled, the presence of houses and parked cars across the road helps prevent panic. By morning, the original bungalow is considered unlivable due to the poor conditions and lack of electricity, so a different structure is used instead. The strange noises and isolation add tension, but nothing escalates beyond unease. As the journey continues towards St. Petersburg and the final campsite, there is a mix of sadness that the trip is ending and appreciation for the experience. Camping with Sasquatch is a United States-based outdoor channel focused on solo and small group trips in remote forest areas, often documenting unusual sounds and tree damage linked to Sasquatch reports. The footage is dated March 5th, 2025, and takes place in Sam Houston National Forest, East Texas. The narrator explains that his friend Brandon is camped nearby, and they meet to talk about recent Sasquatch sightings in the area. Together, they walk at night along a gated Forest Service road. Brandon lets out a loud howl to test for a response. The forest stays completely still, with no wind or background noise, creating a tense atmosphere.
Tree got pushed over. Just right up this way, probably, I don't know how far. It wasn't really far. But
what,
it was
200 yards maybe?
Yeah, maybe 150.
Minutes after the howl, a living tree about 100 to 150 yards away is pushed over. Loud cracking and crashing follow, with no wind present. After returning to camp, a similar noise is heard again later.
Have you ever heard that before? No. That isn't the end of it. A while after returning to camp, we heard another very similar sound.
The following day, in clear daylight, Brandon hears another sharp cracking sound, followed by barred owl calls. The noises come from different areas of the forest, suggesting the activity is not confined to the night.
Kind of interesting that a broken tree, probably 8 feet up the hike. Going through a lot of baby trees here. Lots of arches. It's pretty cool. Hope you can see that through there. That's a bit odd. Let's see if we can have a closer look at that. Like an arch there. Huh. It's like a little dome again. Wow. God.
While surveying the area, he points out unusual tree formations, including arch shapes, dome-like structures, and small shelter-style patterns formed from bent or fallen trees. These shapes contrast with the surrounding forest, giving them an unnatural look and suggesting possible concealment spots. Reflecting on the events, he notes that the sudden tree fall, the unexplained noises, and the cracking heard during the day highlight how unpredictable the forest can be. Combined with the unusual tree formations, the experience leaves both men with more questions than answers. A group of friends went fishing on a quiet river, expecting a calm, relaxing day. For a while, everything was peaceful, fishing lines out, jokes shared, and the slow water drifting by. Then, without warning, a stranger showed up and broke the calm.
What'd you say?
You don't own the river. Yeah, not the river.
Oh, I hate.
Yeah, we'll stay off the property, that's fine. You don't own the river, we're just walking the river.
You know, in New South Wales, you're allowed to walk in the water, though.
You can walk
Yeah,
in the water.
yeah.
There's an electric fence up there.
Okay, we'll be careful. Yeah.
We're just walking through the river.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We will not go on your property.
Is your vehicle down by the river?
No.
I'm telling you where the car is. Well, I'm going to go find it.
We're not going to go on your property.
Yeah.
You've got to get to the river through our place, and we don't like people.
We've walked far as like it's way down. Yeah.
Yeah, we won't go on your property. We've been walking up the river the whole time. That's it. We won't get out of the river.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
mate.
No, I understand it. You know.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but that's what does happen.
Yeah.
People are arseholes, I'm sorry, and they've been really dickheads to deal with.
What started as a fun, relaxed trip quickly turned into a confrontation. The group stayed calm and explained they were just standing in the water and avoiding private land. It didn't help. The man questioned where they parked, accused them of trespassing, and warned them about property lines and fences. The peaceful mood disappeared fast, replaced by tension. Instead of backing off, he pushed things further with accusations and threats, trying to force them to leave.
Yeah, he's filming now.
We know what we're doing and we're not doing anything wrong. Look, we're not doing anything wrong. I'll tell you that right now. That's fine. But I'm not going to make it easy for you either. Well, that's fine. We'll just keep going past your property. That's private property as well, and they're not going to be too happy.
No, we're going to keep walking though, in the water. We're just going to keep walking.
What began as a calm fishing trip turned into a long, uncomfortable standoff. Soon, rocks and sticks were thrown into the water to scare off the fish and ruin the day. It became clear the goal was to disrupt their peace. To their credit, the friends stood their ground, saying they were doing nothing wrong and refusing to be pushed off public water. Still, the situation was pointless. A normal day outdoors had turned into chaos over nothing. Moments like this show how quickly peace can fall apart when tempers rise. Some people can't stand seeing others relaxed or happy and try to control spaces that aren't theirs. So what would you have done? Keep fishing or walk away? And why do you think some people feel the need to ruin someone else's calm? Posted on November 7th, 2025, this early winter trip took place on a forest lake in Korea. Theophan from the Druid Theophan channel headed out for his first ice fishing of the season. What should have been a quick ice check soon felt uneasy. Before fishing, he stepped onto the ice and tested it with an ice chisel. It barely held, and loud cracks made it clear the ice was thin and unstable. Even so, he moved forward carefully. At the first hole, just as he was about to start fishing, the lake still hadn't shown everything it was about to reveal.
Let's cast it. Now start timing. Depth is about 1.5 meters. The ice is excellent. Really, no problem at all. There should be bites right away. But this is awesome, guys. Look, 1, 2, 3. We wait. Usually there would already be a bite. I've never had it on this lake where there wasn't a bite in at least one of the holes. In every hole I've drilled here, there was a bite, and it happened right away. Maybe I shouldn't have picked the triple hook spoon lure? Can you believe it? The weather's nice, there's a bite, but no fish. Look at that, friends. The first perch of the season from the ice. Here it is, beauty. Here it's bait. Is it bait? Are you bait? Are you bait? Yes, it's bait, friends. It's bait. That's it. And as soon as I started talking, everything immediately gets awesome. Let's try to eat now. This has never happened. I used to come here anytime. That's how I broke through. The ice chisel is amazing. Just look at how I'm walking. Really confident. But I've driven across lakes that are a bit bigger than this one. And they're already, done for. Whoa, there's nothing at all yet. I mean, okay, let's see. Here's a closed hole. Depth. Oh, what do I have here? All right, let's try it.
He dropped a spoon lure into the water below the ice. The lake stayed quiet longer than expected before finally giving him a bite. One perch, his first fish of the winter. It was a small win that eased his nerves, but the calm didn't last. After setting up more rods, he turned away for a moment when one of them suddenly jerked hard.
You're about to take away the bottom fishing rod, friends. Got it! I made it in time. Even slid a bit. Like this. Well, let's see. Maybe another one? I left that bottom rod over there. Ran over here. Look, I have the tracks, a skid mark. Alright, let's try this lucky hole. Lucky little hole. Made this fishing trip, huh? Let's leave it like that. Here we go. Fishing on two fronts. Oh man, dropped everything and ran. Here it is, guys. Here it is, my favorite forest. Well, I'm a hunter. Oh, whoa, did you see that? Unbelievable. Okay. Miracles are happening, friends. Did you see the rods move?
The strike was so strong it almost pulled the rod down the hole. As he hurried over the icy surface, he slipped but managed to grab it in time. It turned out to be another perch, but the strength of the hit stuck with him, and the lake wasn't done yet. Another hole still had a surprise waiting.
Oh, wow. Handsome. Damn, the wind. So friends, don't worry or cry. The fish, Right. But the biting is really bad for this place. For this place, it's really bad. Look, it's biting right in front of us. Not stupid. Wow, what a strike that was. It just hit right by the eye, guys. Look, it's biting by the eye. That's a perch. Alright. Fishing on the first ice. Whoa, listen friends. Here it is. Okvin. Okvin, what a name. Okenyochek, Okinesha. Wow, right on the rise. Nice one. Really nice, damn. These are the ones who neither believe nor support me. Oh, damn. I just can't tear myself away. I should probably be getting ready to go home already. But yeah. I even brought a small thermos with me. Well, a little thermos and some sandwiches, but I can't eat them because time is precious. I'd rather, instead of eating, I'll do some fishing. That's a very interesting feature this year.
He moved to a better spot and found what he called his lucky hole. The bites came fast. Bigger perch, steady action, and about 20 fish from that single hole. By the end of the day, he had caught 25 perch and was thankful the ice held and the trip worked out. Even so, viewers noted how early ice can change from safe to risky very quickly, and that the cracking sounds were likely the ice settling. Some wondered if the hard strike on the bottom rod meant something bigger was moving below the perch. On thin new ice, you only see what comes up, never what stays hidden underneath. In South Africa, people from all over the world come to try cage diving with great white sharks. For experienced diver Andre Hartman, watching from outside the cage was normal until everything suddenly changed. Without any warning, a massive great white shark pushed itself between the metal bars, thrashing wildly just inches away from the terrified divers inside. Andre kept filming, frozen in place as the chaos exploded right beside him. Somehow, the two divers inside squeezed through the cage bars and got out without being hurt. After a few tense moments, the shark freed itself and swam away. Problems during cage diving are rare, but when they happen, it's usually the shark that gets hurt, confused, and unfairly blamed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.